Okay, so we're officially sort of started recording now, and at the beginning of this recording is a preamble based on these websites that you see on the screen. It's the links that you're going to be seeing on these screens that makes the difference between making money on the internet and not making money on the internet. 1 second here, go back there, and there we go. So you'll see revenue producing links. If you have a website that has 20 listings on it, or you have a website that has 2,000 listings on it, which website is more likely to trigger calls for you? The one with 2,000.
2,000.
Okay, so what you're going to see on the screen are links to Vaughan Homes, GTA Residential. You'll see up here it says residential listings. There's like 1,000 listings from other brokers who have agreed to allow their listings to be on your website. And this particular website, and let me just go past this screen. If has anyone ever heard of Point2? Anyone? Okay, we've got one person in the class here.
Yes.
Point2 is a company out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and they've helped create over 200,000 real estate websites in North America. And ICI World has become an official distributor of these Point2 agent websites. We're also an official educator of these Point2 websites. And we're also supply 100% support, telephone technical support, as much as you need for these particular websites. Now, if you remove any one of these links, you effectively remove listings off your website. So one of the differences that I want to point out today is the difference between some brokers who are making money using the internet with a website and other people who have a website but are not making money with a website. And it has to do with these links that you see up here, links to commercial and residential listings. Now, if you're a residential salesperson and you get a call off your website on a commercial property, you can do a referral. If somebody says, I'm interested in a $1 million property I saw on your website, you can, and they say, can you help me? You should say, I certainly can help you. I will have someone call you back. And then you get a hold of the broker that's got that listing, and you say, I have a lead for you. Is a 25% referral fee okay with you? Now, the best one I know of is a RE/MAX agent up in Peterborough. He has done 15 referrals over a 6-month period. That's a total of 75 minutes of his time, if you figure 5 minutes each. And he has made $45,000 just doing referrals. He also sold some other properties, but it's the referrals I wanted to talk to you about. The reason why brokers and salespeople do not do referrals is simply because you don't get the leads. But if you could get the leads, which I'm about to show you over the next short little while, that these websites can trigger leads for you, then yes, you can start doing referrals. In fact, someday when you retire, my question to you is, would you mind doing the odd 5-minute referral that makes you $3,000 to $10,000? You can mark this down now on your internet worksheets called www.retiredbrokers.com. It's literally the only retired brokers program in the world that I know of for licensed real estate salespeople. We're recommending that you keep your license here at Right at Home literally forever, almost literally till the day you die. Now, most brokers that are retired don't have to work, but you like to keep plugged into the industry. You still like talking to people. And referrals are easy to do. They're only 5 minutes to do. And actually, that's actually better than listing and selling real estate because they're only 5 minutes to do, and they can make you from $3,000 to $10,000. And with that little introduction, these websites, we actually support all websites in the world. And this particular website company has some unique features that make it very, very good, encompassing all the things that I, as a consultant to the real estate business, recommend. But we also support all of your websites. And one of the first things I want to establish is that we recommend that all salespeople embrace the concept that websites are like billboards. In other words, you can have more than one. You can have, if you have a billboard at the corner of Yonge and Dundas, downtown Toronto, and it's got your name and your phone number, and it's generating leads for you, and you have another one maybe around Lawrence Avenue and Bayview, another big billboard, then why not? Particularly when there's 2 billion people that are using the internet. So if you have these billboards out there on the internet, it can do nothing but trigger leads for you and bring them into the office here. And we're going to show you the people that are successful doing that, and then the reasons why they're not successful, and we're going to give you the tools that you can do to generate traffic to your website, because that's one essential feature. What good is a website if you don't have any traffic? You've got to have traffic, and that's important. We're going to talk about how to get traffic. And then the second thing is something called material defects, which I'm going to talk about shortly. But with that, we're going to almost officially start, and this is part of the start actually of what I've just been doing, but I want to go to the beginning of the seminar here and just go back one page if you don't mind. And one of the things that I talk about in the industry, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. So yes, I'm very excited to be talking about the good that the internet can do, the greatest medium known to man to communicate. All of these 2 billion people that are in the world today can actually visit your website. So if you have a website like this, and this is in your folders too, if you have a website like this, literally anyone in the world can get to your website. And that's very, very exciting. So that's part of the exciting news, is triggering new people to go to your website, see a listing, and then give you a call. But I also talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the ugly on the internet, I think, is important to talk about because it will protect you. If you know that you're driving a car, and when you first learn to drive a car, you learn what a red light is, a stop sign, and all those kinds of things. Well, most of us got onto the information highway. We just jumped on it without any training. And you're going to find that on this one page here, it's going to start warning you about all the problems that you can get into on the internet. So that's the first, another website address that you must mark down on your internet worksheet, and it's called iciworld.net/security, or some of the people in the room can see news.shtml. You could mark that down too if you wanted to. I click on that, it's this very same page that will come up. Or iciworld.net/security will take you to this particular news page. And what you're going to find on this page is a lot of links that take you places that I cannot possibly hope to cover basically almost any of them today in the essence of time. I could spend an hour on each one of the links that are on this page, a half an hour explaining the ins and the outs of what's happening on this page. I'll just show you, for example, I don't know if you know, but as of March of last year, the internet actually surpasses TV watching time. More people are using the internet than actually watching TV. However, what some of them are doing is they have things like this, and I'm holding up an iPad in the room that I'm in right now. A lot of them are now starting to watch TV on what they call Netflix, which are thousands of movies, television programs that you can watch for $7 a month. And they have a free trial. It's at netflix.ca. And, you know, if I just want to watch a movie, I can go in here, and I personally like documentaries. And by golly, I'm afraid to click on the documentary because I get hooked on it right away and I have to watch it to the end and then I don't do something else. But this Netflix program will play complete movies and it doesn't skip a beat. It's absolutely amazing. And then with this other little device here, there's a way that you can plug this into here, and then with the same little cord that I'm connected to this device here, you can plug this into your television, so you can actually have a netbook playing movies for yourself. If I was to click on just play on this one just for fun, you can be playing this on your television, on your LCD, and if you've got a 40, a 50-inch or something like that, you're going to find that you can actually be running movies right on your own television for $7 a month. That's what's coming in. These iPads, for instance, are absolutely amazing. And I'm just going to see if I can let this one movie just start to play so you can start to see what it kind of looks like. It's really amazing, this iPad. Now, don't jump and go get an iPad quite yet. The reason is that the show that was down in Las Vegas, all companies are coming out with iPads in the next 3 months. And you tell me if this is a Universal Pictures, just like you go to the theater and you'll see a movie playing right on this thing. And this battery lasts all day long. Absolutely incredible. A day and a half. I don't ever shut this thing off. And so this is a movie playing right on the iPad. You can get documentaries, and you can stop it. You can pause it. Now, that will also remember where I left off on the movie, so that the next time I don't even have to kind of remember where it is. Now, I'm going to click on this other thing, and to show you what else is happening on here, the news, I read my news in the Toronto Star from here. My wife reads the newspaper. I read this iPad. And the reason I like it is all the articles come up here. You can see all the different articles that you're interested in. If you're interested in one, you simply click on it. And I'm demonstrating the iPad, people, in the presentation room here. And then if I'm interested in any article, I can read it more. I get everything in color. I get videos on everything. So it's almost like CNN Live that I'm getting right from here. I click that button and I go back. I can read articles, anything of a timely nature. I scan the whole newspaper, click on the ones that are interesting, and I'm done. In addition to that, what I do sometimes is I'll go to the world news, and there's different kinds of world news. I even have Maclean's publication, but they charge $2.99 to read their magazine. And when you click on it, you'll get a little charge on your phone bill for that. All these other things are free that I'm showing you. The Canoe, that's the Canadian one, and then I have my sports one so I can see when the Raptors are playing and that kind of thing. And there's even books you can read here very easily, and if I click on that one particular book, you'll see that I've ordered a couple of books. It's going to stock the shelf here in a minute, and a book, you're going to see a books come up, and one of them is by Dale Carnegie. Well, I'm partially reading the page, and if I want to keep reading, I just turn the page, and that's how you turn the page to read a book. And that's really comfortable to hold if you're lying in bed or on a sofa or a couch, or even if you're killing time someplace and you want something to do, you can kind of just pull up all this kind of information. It does a lot of other things as well. And I'm not going to go into all of the different applications that you can get. You can see I got all kinds of them. People that are into the stock market, there's Bloomberg reports, tables, all kinds of things you can get from here. But one of the nicest things I get is actually my email. And if I click on all mailboxes, all my mailboxes kind of come in here. There's the FSBOs that are being delivered from our network, from ICI World. And if I was to just kind of go and click on, say, Ontario All, you're going to see that the listings are being delivered daily to the whole industry. There's 20,000 of these emails going out a day, and you've got them right at the tip of the finger. So there was a $17 million shopping center, not on real estate boards, because 90% of them are not on real estate boards. You'll find them delivered to you by email right on your iPad, and it's so easy to read and kind of look up things. One of the neatest one is Realtor.ca. If I was to click on Realtor.ca, that's another application from your real estate association, and I click on Properties Near Me. So in other words, it will find this location right here, and we happen to be in Don Mills in Toronto, but I can do this in California, Florida. I can do this any place in the world, any place in Ontario. And if I was interested in looking at that property, there's one for $279,000. It looks like it's a condo, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. And if I want to see all of the photos, I click on that and watch what happens. All of the photos for that condo, not far from this place right now, they're going to come on the screen. If I want to see it larger, I kind of go like that. And if I want to see more pictures, I can just click on it, and there's more pictures. And the contact name and number are right there. In fact, it's a gentleman in Cedridium Esmel from Right at Home Realty. He happens to have that particular listing. So you can be driving in your car, and there's all the information on that property right there. Driving in your car, and you happen to click on, say you're in front of this home right here. You just click on it like that, and bingo, you got a $232,000, another one-bedroom condo in that area. And you've got all the details. You literally can pick up the phone, get more information. Everything's right there at your fingertips. So it's the whole world at your fingertips. Now, why is this significant? Well, all the information today has been on computers, and we've had to learn how to use them. But to put it right in your hand now, that you can be carrying it around and helping your customer right in the car, that's pretty neat stuff. That's what's coming our way. That's why I say we are all on the cutting edge of technology, starting to learn how these tools work, and it's very, very exciting for all this kind of stuff. You can look up MLS numbers, everything. Now, this one was given to me for my birthday. I'm getting my first old age pension check this month, so you can guess how old I am. Anybody know how old that is?
Either 60 or 65.
65. 65 is when you get your old age pension check, not CPP, but old age. So they gave me this, and this device here, my son bought it for me. He's in Houston, Texas right now for 3 months working for PwC. He's coming back, but he bought it for me down there for $550. When I got it, it was wonderful. My whole family all chipped in and kind of got me this one little present. And then what happened was I was at a restaurant and I tried to get on the internet and I couldn't do it. It required 3D, and it was not 3D. I had to give it back to him, and he had to take it back to Houston, get the money back. He sent me the money for it, and I went to Future Shop, and I bought one for $650, which had 3G. 3G costs you around $30 a month and allows you to be on the internet anytime, any place, as long as you're near a place where a cell phone works, okay? And then everything was wonderful. I goes along for a period of time, but one of the special programs I have here is it's a database. It's a database of, because as you know, we market to licensed real estate people. I have a list, a database of 100,000 real estate people right across Canada, in Canada, and then a different one for the United States. And I wanted to be able to bring it up at any time. So if I was to go to Sudbury, I could click on Sudbury and see all the real estate people in Sudbury right at my fingertips in my car, see the addresses, and visit different offices. For some reason, it always requests me to try to load it twice. So what I have on here is a database of 100,000 real estate people right on this iPad. But it wasn't big enough to hold it. It only had 15 megs of memory, so I had to spend another $100. Now we're up to $750 to get 32 megs. But when I went to Future Shop, they had somebody that returned one, and he says, I'll give it to you for the same price, no problem, $650. So what you have here seeing coming up is literally all of the salespeople in Canada right holding this right in my fingertips. Names, address, phone numbers, email addresses, the whole works. So this shows you how information can be made available to you to help you in your business affairs. Now, what can happen, and it can be a disaster for some people. You're going to see here, just let me see if I can pull this up real quick here. Hang on one second. Oh, yes. Let me just go back here. You're going to see different things on this security page that come up. And here's one. It talks about how 1,000 Canadians a month contact phone busters after being victimized by identity theft. And back in 2009, over 6,700 people complained that they've lost over $5.2 million. So in other words, there's a lot of money that people are losing as a result of kind of what's going on the internet. And I'm presenting this page to you so that not only it's for yourselves, but it's also for you and your family, because you got other members of the family that are getting emails. They're opening them up indiscriminately. And as soon as somebody opens up an email, that could be a phishing email. If you don't know what phishing is, this page is going to tell you about it. Keystroke loggers can go right onto your computer. Next thing you know, they're tracking your computer keystrokes. If you're logging into your bank, people can end up logging into your bank and cleaning out your bank account. So those are the things that people are having happen. You're going to see an ABC television documentary. Here's a confession of one scam artist that it was a sting operation that actually caught them. That's one of our members that's at home is having their phone ring. And
Yes,
what I
hi.
can do in a case like that is because
Good, good. I'm actually on
it's
a phone
Valerie
line.
that I know that it is, I have a way of just muting her just temporarily, and then I can always unmute her,
Okay.
and then that way she doesn't have to worry about things. But you'll see now that there's an article going to come up here. Sometimes it's called Black Money. Now, a dentist is a smart man. Would we all say a dentist is smart? He lost $300,000 to one of these people. And it's happening to smart people all the time. Now, is this thing still loading? Yeah, it's just loading. You can see it down there. Done. It should be coming up here in a minute here. And this is the kind of thing that you can see at home on your own time watching that page of that address that I gave you. I don't know if they're going to do a commercial here or not. Sometimes it's a commercial before they get into the actual presentation of showing you how the sting operation, where they actually caught one of these people from Nigeria that were trying to scam somebody. And it was one of these people who, okay, so this,
Sometimes life can...
all right, this is a commercial that's coming up. I'm see if I can just kind of get by it. That's a commercial that they sometimes will do in order for you to see the movie of actually what happened. It's Brian Ross on 2020. He's on Friday nights, and they're covering a lot of different problems that happen on the internet. And this one dentist lost $300,000. And the problem is, are these people going away, do you think? The people, okay, here we go. Let's listen.
Hello, I'm Don Daler. Welcome to 2020 in Touch. A while back, 2020 exposed an international web scam based in Nigeria that is bilking people out of millions of dollars. Some Americans have even lost their entire life savings. After our story aired, one of the con men we caught on videotape contacted us. His conscience was bothering him, and he wanted to help us by revealing the secrets of his trade, including using what is called black money to cheat victims. Coming up on Friday, Chief Investigative Correspondent Brian Ross has the confessions of a con artist.
The man with the
All right.
big grin and the warm handshake introduced himself as Mr. Davidson, a diplomat from Nigeria.
Okay, I'm not going to go into it. As you see, I could spend another 10, 15, 20 minutes on this very easily, and it's very interesting. But it's all in that link that I gave you, the ICIWorld.net/security. You got it. And show your whole family, because there's things that you can learn in there. And just to give you an example of some of the things that you can learn in there, I'm going to ask people, I'm going to help you design a better password than what you ever have up till now. And in order to demonstrate that, I'm going to ask someone in the room to volunteer not their real password, but let's say your password was Jennifer678. Change it around, your password, and give me a password that is similar to how you structure your password, but don't give me the exact password, because this is public what we're doing right now and people can see this. Give me a sample password, the structure that you might use right now, and we're going to actually go and put it in and see how good your password really is. Can anyone follow?
Really dirty Harry 69.
Really Dirty Harry, which is after a movie, 69. And you're going to notice what percentage is that password?
I can't read it.
52?
Okay, I changed the,
Hang on, just 1 second. Is that maybe not as clear as it could be? Is that a little better? Okay, very good. Let's, if you don't mind, I appreciate that, but I want to get some other people involved here. Another password, how you might do your password. Anyone? Not your real password, just make up one at all. Just make up a password. Someone else.
Realty for me, like realty, then,
Realty?
yeah.
Number 4. Me. M-E. Okay, how much, what's the rating on that one? 31%. Okay, so it shows you that some of the passwords, does anybody else want to try password? Anyone else? Zach? Okay, hang on one second. Let's try one. It's Peter. 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, no one's even got 60% so far. Now I'm going to show you how you can take some of these passwords and all of a sudden make it really good. And let's change the R or change the E to a capital and watch what happens to the percentage. Bingo, what happened? Big jump. Okay, so in other words, I'm going to suggest you start to include a capital letter in your password.
You have that in my, one of the,
In the one you were going to tell me about.
well, no, I wasn't going to try that, but I do have a capital letter, yeah.
Okay, good. But that still only brings you up to 79%. Now, watch this. If I put a $sign, bingo, what happened? 97%. Now, that means not necessarily a $sign. Any of the characters along the number keys on your keyboard, there's an @ sign, a number sign, a $sign, a percent figure. Any of those figures can kind of help. Now, if I was to add maybe a dash, bingo, you now have a 100% type password that can't be cracked. So if you want to know, you read this stuff. The number of characters helps, but look at that, uppercase letter. Maybe up until now you haven't been using an uppercase letter. We suggest you consider using an uppercase letter. Lowercase letters, so we're upper and lower. Numbers, get some numbers in there. And the symbols, these symbols that are along the number signs on your keyboard, all of a sudden you got yourself a really good password. And that'll help you have a little more confidence when you're using your banks and stuff like that. You should never use the same password for a bank as you are using on the internet. I would keep them separate. Keep separate passwords. I know some people are losing track of their passwords, but you better keep your banking ones private to your banking only so that that doesn't get onto the internet where people can find them. So those are some of the things that we suggest that you kind of study this whole page. There's also information from banks here, the CIBC, spotting signs of a fraud from 7 signs of a scam from Microsoft Corporation. That's from Bill Gates. A lawyer's advice, because he got stuck, I think, one time, and their lawyer's going to give you some advice. There's internet safety tips, and people, you must take the spam phishing test. If you haven't done that, mark that down. Phishing test. Does anybody know how to spell the phishing that we use on the internet? P-H-I-S-H-I-N-G. P-H-I-S-H-I-N-G. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If you don't know what phishing is, you could be cruising for a problem right now. Now, when I move my mouse over top the article on the Toronto Star there, the mouse turns to a hand and a finger. It indicates there is a link. That link is right there at the bottom left corner of your screen. Okay? And you'll notice that it starts with www.thestar.com. That's a legitimate link. But sometimes it'll say the Toronto Star here, but it won't be thestar.com. It'll be xyz.com/thestar. Well, the XYZ is actually a surreptitious site, a fraudulent site. Somebody who's trying to get something from you, maybe trying to sign you up for a subscription, and it's really not the Star. So you have to be careful. We call that phishing if it's not the same. So when you go down here further, I'm gonna go to that. Is that a legitimate website address? I put my mouse over the CIBC. Is that a legitimate website address? That looks okay. If it said anything else /CIBC, it's not legitimate. Got it? That's very important, because the whole email coming to you will look like it's coming from your bank. And they said, we had a problem. Somebody tried to get into your bank, so can you please reset your password? Do banks really ask those questions, people? The answer is no. But in every room, I'm finding people are embarrassed after these sessions, and they come up to me afterwards and said, Gary, and I'm going to tell you the story quickly within 45 seconds of a broker, large office. I'm not going to say who it is because I know he's embarrassed by it, but he sold some stuff on the internet through eBay. And he says, oh, this is great. I got my money. I loved it. So I decided to sell my Mercedes on the internet. And it was a used one from many years ago, $30,000. He put it on, and he got some calls, and he got somebody from California, and he got the money from them in the form of a certified check, and he shipped the car in a container. Everything was fine until 2 weeks later, the check came back. Now, we all think that a certified check is a certified check, but is a certified check always a certified check? Not necessarily. I didn't know that. He told me, and he was out of luck. The police, nobody's going to find this particular person. The person got the container in California and drove away, and he doesn't know who it is. To this day, he lost his $30,000. Now, I thought I would go and call eBay. I said, there's got to be something they could have done to track it down. Well, did not know. If you use eBay by itself, you're not protected. But if you use it with one other company, you're protected. Anybody know what that other company is? PayPal. If you use them together, then you're protected. That was a pretty expensive $30,000 lesson. So you have to be very careful doing anything on the internet. It's like meeting strangers out there, and they're posing as other people. The same thing we're finding is happening on things like Facebook and some of these social media things. One lady, she had 200 friends from high school and otherwise, and she had movies of her apartment and all that stuff, and they went away, and her apartment ended up getting ransacked. Well, when she happened to have had a camera in her apartment, and she spotted one of the people. Believe it or not, it was one of the friends that was in Facebook that was stealing all her stuff. A guy who was in her class in high school. Was, I guess, a thief. Maybe always was. I don't know. But he ended up, and he was right on camera, and she recognized him, and they caught him right away. So those are the kind of things you want to start protecting your family, and not only just you and your family, but how about all the people you deal with? There's 200 people in everyone's sphere of influence, and some people are trying to sell their houses on the internet, and they're putting up interior photos, and there's just, it's too loose out there right now. This is the wild, wild west, and people are taking advantage, and they're trying to take advantage of every single one of us, and you have to be more careful and protect yourself on the internet. It's like driving a car. You can have a beautiful car, but if you get into a car accident because you don't stop at the stop sign, that was your own fault. Well, now this page is going to tell you about what a lot of those things to be careful of on the internet so that you can protect yourself and your family. We call it a public service for the real estate industry. In fact, you can even put that link into your resources on your own website. So if you have a present website now, you can make resource links, a whole bunch of links. You can link to local economic development agencies and all kinds of things on your own website. This could be a nice link to put there because it is a public service for the real estate industry. Question: do you think these fraud artists are going away? No. Second question: do you think they're getting smarter? Oh, yeah. So even though we're getting sharp and we're hearing me, we can accidentally click on something accidentally by acting too fast, and all of a sudden, oh my God, I clicked too late. Maybe they're putting a keystroke logger on my computer. You don't know what's happening. So it's pretty scary when you think about it, but it's better to go in with a healthy respect of using the computers before you start really using them for business. And you can help talk to other people about this stuff. Any questions on any of that? By the way, I can do a whole day seminar on all of the problems that are going on the internet. That's how full of information that site is. I couldn't possibly help you go through all of that today in a short 120-minute session, which I am geared to finish in by 3:45. Okay, let's move on. Why am I here today? Well, I'm here today to help you make money. and I'm here to help you provide a great service to the public and to establish and maintain real estate brokers and salespeople as the leaders in the information business. And even though I also have been a broker for 39 years, I'd like you to consider me as a personal marketing and information assistant to you. So what's happening on the internet today, some of the competition, if I go to Google, and I'm going to type in for sale by owner, you're going to see all kinds of sites that are coming up that are for sale by owner websites. And if I was to go up here again and type in Toronto for sale by owner, you're going to see that there's all kinds of properties that are coming up for sale by owner of people trying to sell the properties themselves. And I'm going to be showing you before today's session is finished how you can actually blow the marketing of what these people are doing out of the water, but I've got to show you what they're doing already because they're doing some pretty neat stuff. And so what you have are for sale by owner people trying to sell their properties on the internet, and I'm going to show you how this becomes a wealth of information for each and every one of you, because you can talk to these for sale by owner people, and there's a way that you can get their information and put it on your website exclusively. And I'm going to be showing you how to do that. Now, if I go to propertyguys.com, they want me to type this in again. Let's just type in Toronto again and try to search it and see if it'll come up. And the internet sometimes slows down between 12 and 3 because you've got over 100 million people getting online on the West Coast in California, all up and down the West Coast from San Diego to Los Angeles, California, all up and down. But there's an example of, let's just take this one right here. Let's just take this one here on Edgewood. For $1.5 million, here's someone who is trying to sell the properties themselves on the internet. And I'm going to show you some of the things that they're doing and why you've got to have the latest and greatest type of website in marketing, the ultimate in marketing, in order to compete with this stuff. And I'm going to show you today how easy it is to get it all working for you. And it's almost ready to load. Here we go. And so there's the name of the person. Can you see his name there? Ian Sanderson. He's got a $1.5 million property. There's the information coming up on the screen. There's an audio tour. But in addition to that, he's using Google Street View. So in other words, if I want to see his home, there it is right there, it looks like. And if I want to see other things on his street, you tell me whether this isn't fantastic or not, to see what the surroundings are like on his street. Isn't this amazing? This is Google Street View. So when they go and talk to propertyguys.com, they're saying, the real estate people aren't doing any of this stuff. These people are looking to be internet. They want you to be internet enabled. They want you to have some of these latest features and tools that are kind of going on right there. There's also an audio tour. If I was to click on this, see if we can hear it. Try it again. I don't know if it's downloading. I'm just going to put that, I should have put that on vibrate before, sorry people. Okay, so it looks like it's not playing for some reason, but you can see the fact that it's there. And it actually will talk about the house, is what it does. So these are things that the for sale by owner people are doing, and we're suggesting that you've got to have tools, information tools on the internet that compete with these kind of things. And I'm going to show you a way that instead of these people having their home for sale on one website, how being with you can be on 1,000 websites plus be in Google. I'll be showing you that as we go along. Now, just before we cover this page, I'm just going to cover a little bit about who I am. My name's Gary Nuska. I'm a past president of Junior Chamber of Commerce. I'm a past president of the CCIM chapter that meets at the Toronto Real Estate Board once a month, commercial real estate people. But I've sold residential real estate for 15 years and commercial real estate for 15 years, so I've got a good grasp of both sides of the industry. Today's session, how many people here do 100% residential and don't want to do commercial? Anybody at all? How many people here do residential and would like to learn more about commercial real estate? And how many people here do almost the highest percentage of commercial? Okay, so what we have are mainly residential people who would like to do commercial, some specialists in commercial, and one person who only does residential. Well, to the people that do strictly residential, you can benefit by having a commercial button on your website. Because if somebody calls you on a little $700,000 apartment building or a fourplex, can you not do a referral? You bet. So what we're about here today is to help you make money with a license to trade in real estate. As long as you have a license to trade in real estate, you can benefit by having a commercial button on your residential website. When you have a residential website, your residential buttons will be up higher and your commercial will be down below. If somebody is not interested in commercial, they simply won't click on it. But if they are, because some of these people buying those $1 million homes that you're selling, they might click on commercial and end up wanting more information, and bingo, you can do a referral, or you can choose to kind of maybe show the property yourself. So that's how that works. And so we have become, out of a chapter where we used to meet where, oh yeah, no problem. We used to have a chapter where we would have 50 brokers in the room, and they would stand up and say, I have a buyer for this, or I have a seller for this, and I have a tenant for this, and I have a person for an industrial building, and I have a piece of land for sale, good for builders. And we used to write feverishly down, trying to write all these haves and wants down, and I would get so nervous I couldn't even write them all down fast enough. And it became frustrating. And then 2 weeks later, you end up having a buyer for maybe an apartment building, and you remember somebody had 25 units that was perfect for this buyer, but you couldn't remember who it was. And you'd rack your brains and you call somebody back that was at the meeting, do they remember? And so I decided that there had to be something to track all of this. And then I had to make a decision to do it just for myself or to do it for the worldwide industry. Because when I had to do it for the industry, I had to stop selling myself. Otherwise, I would be sort of competing with other people on this service. So I have not sold anything since 1994, even though I've been a broker. All they do is any buyers and sellers that come to the network, they all go in onto the network, either in database 1 or 2, all for your benefit. If we buy or sell something as a family, we use some of the people that are on the network to buy through, and that's what we do. So since that time, it's grown from in a classroom affair of 50 brokers where we would present $100 or $200 million worth of real estate in a 1-day, 2-day period. It's grown into a local service and then into a citywide service and then provincial-wide and then countrywide, and now it's on the planet Earth because everybody on the planet Earth can click into this stuff just like that. It's so easy to do. And you're going to see in a moment how stuff's coming in worldwide, and you're going to see all the sales being done, a lot of them in this area, from people from other countries. Absolutely amazing. In fact, in your books, I want to point out something right now. In your documents, and the people that are online, if you went to iciworld.net and clicked on testimonials, you'll see the same thing I'm pointing out in the room now. iciworld.net and go to testimonials. Literally amongst the most deals going on the internet right now. You'll read them one after another. These are all authenticated sales where I've talked with the people. They've been I verbally talked with every single one of these people. And if they offered to do something that wasn't true, I said, forget it. I want something where you've collected a check, you've made money by doing something on the internet through ICI World. And this has become literally our inspiration to grow the service. And it should be your inspiration to get excited about you doing deals. Deals that are being, for the first time, meeting somebody through the internet. Somebody like Bruce Cook from Belleville, for instance, had a $4 or $5 million apartment building in his area. Couldn't get anybody from Toronto to go look at it. Couldn't get anybody. But he got somebody from overseas. He sent them all a package, an ACI report, the whole works. The people were very interested. They made an offer, and it got accepted, and they were in another country, conditional for 30 days on due diligence. Once it got accepted, it was worth that person's time to take a plane, fly into Toronto and over to Belleville, look at the property, do his due diligence, and they removed the condition. So there was a $4.5 million sale done through another country, and it was done that way. Another person, Ron Tomlin, a RE/MAX fellow, had a student housing near the university. Somebody spotted it from England. The person in England had a father-in-law who lived in Oakville. Everything you know in a picture can look gorgeous, and then you get there and the paint's all chipping, on the outside. He sent his father-in-law to look at it, and his father-in-law said it's immaculate, top to bottom. He ended up making an offer and got it accepted from England, and the person bought the property but had his father-in-law look at the property. So in other words, a lot of people have people here, and the people back home can, send other people to look at it. We had a movie producer from California buy a resort in Muskoka. Same thing, send one of his relatives up to look at the property. So in other words, there's ways to buy things all around the world now, and Canada is a very favored nation in the world. In the United Nations, we're the top 1 or 2 countries in which people move to and that will want to move to. In fact, the population of Canada would be going down if it wasn't for immigration. Approximately 250,000 people per year are still coming to Canada on a regular basis. And they can end up contacting you through the internet. And you can end up selling them something. Now, on the screen, you're going to see here that this is an important figure, people, that 96% of people are searching for listings. I repeat, if you have a website that has 20 listings on it, or you have one that has 20,000 listings on it, which website is more likely to trigger a call? The one with 20,000. So what ICI World differs from all the other website companies out there is the fact that we're supplying content that has taken 5 years to build, people, because every single listing had to be agreed to. Will you allow your listings to be advertised on other brokers' website? And there's a yes and there's a no. Out of 28,000 listings, only about 150 said no. But we had to spend 3.5, 4 years getting everybody else to say yes. It took a while. So all the more reason, because 74% of people choose the first broker or salesperson that they can develop a business relationship with. So you want to trigger that call off the internet right away, develop a good business relationship with those people right away, and then go ahead and introduce them to the MLS where a good percentage of residential real estate is being sold. And I'm going to ask everyone a question here, both online and offline. I'm ready to ask everybody a question here. And I'll start with in the room, and I'm going to unmute some of the other people. Mike, are you still able to hear me? Mike Axer? Mike, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mike. What percentage of real estate in Canada for residential real estate, not commercial, is being sold, do you think, through the MLS?
I would say about 80, 85%.
About 80, 85% in that case. Anybody else in the room here? Anybody? I get from 60 to 85%. Anybody else different from that? Okay, we're getting everybody sort of agreeing. So between 60 and 80% of the people will end up maybe purchasing a home through MLS. And that there's a large portion that are not doing it. However, the 60 to 80% that are doing it, it's important that you get that customer first triggered off the internet. So you're going to see our strategy in a minute is going to be a little different from other people in the world, and you can agree or disagree. And I'm going to start by giving you an example of why you have to think about this. If someone goes to your website, and if someone sees a property, and if someone sees the address of that property, do you think they're going to drive by the property first, or do you think they're going to call you first? They're going to drive by the property is what almost everyone says. If they drive by the property and they see a sign on the property, who do you think they're going to call? They're going to call the other agent. And if they call the other agent and they do a deal, you effectively help that other agent do a deal, and you don't get a penny, and yet you were the one that triggered that lead in the first place from your website. We call that, at ICI World, we're calling that a material defect. And you should write that term down, material defect. And the reason I say that is because there's about 10 material defects that you can have with a website. And we have a pledge that goes along with anybody that takes advantage of any of our services, that if you don't generate leads or make money within a 90-day period, it's because of one of two things. You either have a material defect on your website, or you have no traffic going to your website. Those are the two reasons why you wouldn't do deals. But if you fix those material defects, and if you get people going to your website, people, it becomes absolutely inevitable that you will do business. It's inevitable. If somebody goes to your website and they see a home for $400,000 or a commercial building for $600,000, they cannot click on the message numbers. If they could click on the message numbers, you might not get the calls. But if they cannot click on the message numbers, that means they have to call you. It becomes inevitable for you to do business. This is all cutting-edge technology, and brokers are putting it in existence, and anytime we find somebody that's not making money, it's because of one of these reasons, either a material defect or no traffic going to your website. Now, there are 1.9 billion people on the internet. Watch this. We're going to show you the some statistics here. Let's see if we can move this other window out of the way here. And there we go. What is the population of the world here? You can say it out loud. Round it off if you want. How many?
6.5 million. I can't read that. 6.85 billion.
Billion. Now, there's the internet users' latest data. See the red column or the red heading. What's the number of people in the world now using the internet? You can round it off. 2 billion people. So in other words, when you put your website on the internet, there's any one of those 2 billion people, they can end up on your website. And there's ways to do it. And I'll be showing you the ways, some of them. Some of them are proprietary ways that we only share with members, but there's others we're going to be sharing with you today too. And you'll see they're coming in from all over the world. Again, Canada is a favored nation. So people can see your information. They're searching Canada, and they're searching neighborhoods. They're searching Toronto. They're searching things around here to try to find things. And if they can find your website and it's got relevant information, bingo, and they talk to you, and then next thing you know, you develop a business relationship with them. Next thing you know, you're going to be doing a sale, and maybe to a lot of their countrymen as well. So it begs the question, what can brokers do about all of this? Well, less than 10% of the money that real estate companies and agents earmark for advertising is for online ads. And I have a question for you. How many in this room or online, I'm going to open it up, see if anybody can speak to me. Hang on one second. How many of you have spent more than $25 on search engine optimization? Anybody at all? I've opened up all of the telephone lines here. So here you have one of the most powerful tools in the business, the ability to have a website. You've got the ability to have thousands of listings on it. And with search engine optimization, you can drive traffic to your website, and it becomes inevitable for you to do business. But we're all on the cutting edge of technology, learning how to do it. That's why I appreciate each of you today that has taken your time out to kind of learn this stuff, And over the next 2 years, everybody's going to eventually learn it. They're going to see how you're making connections to do business on the internet, and they're going to want to. Any questions so far?
I asked,
Yes, sir.
these, for sale by owner guys, they don't come out here, right?
The for sale, excuse me, thank you for the question. That's a good one. ICI World only allows licensed real estate brokers and salespeople to join the service. However, we allow the public to post information absolutely free. And in order to answer that question of how that works, I'm going to demonstrate it to you very, very quickly. I'm going to go to ICI World, and we're going to pull up one of our websites. And we have 18,000 pages on the internet doing various things. And I'll just pull up one of our website, which is our members website, actually. And this is where members come. But you're going to see something up here that says Search Database 2, that we have 2 databases. I'm going to click on Database 1. And because you asked me that question, I'm going to answer it. You'll notice that Database 1 is over 13,000 have and want ads placed by broker and salesperson executive members, complete with the contact information. In other words, the public can see it on the internet, just like classified ads in a newspaper. They can see your ad, pick up the phone, give you a call, go see it, make an offer, and do business. But you'll notice that we also have a database number 2, where we allow the public to post information absolutely free. But you'll notice there's something here called a limited view, that the contact information of each of these ads is available and circulated to members only. So if I was to click on Search Database 2 FSBOs, and I'm only going to do this quickly, I'll show this later. I'm going to click on the word world on the left. You're going to get a flavor of some of the ads coming in on ICI World. And you'll see these ads coming in. But you're going to notice that I'm not going to be able to click on any of these message numbers. So this business for sale in Vaughan, or people who want to buy hotels and motels and gas stations, and somebody wants a condo or apartment buildings. He wants to buy apartment buildings, 6 to 12 units. These numbers you cannot click on. Who are the only people that can click on these? The executive members. Okay, so that's how it works. So we actually do have for sale by owners on ICI World, and this is a source of business for all of you. Also, those others are for sale. The other for sale by owners in the world become a source for you, and we suggest that you go to Kijiji, you go search for sale by owner in Google, and you find these websites, because there's 3 special questions that you can ask those people and get their information so that you can put it onto ICI World and to your own website. What I'm getting at, I'm going to be covering here in a minute. Should I cover it now or later? I'm going to cover it just a little bit later for you folks. I'm going to stay on track here if it's okay with you. There's a special way. It's called 3 questions. Make sure we answer those 3 questions before we finish today. Okay, 3 questions of how you can get more properties for sale and be advertising them and get more customers. Now, there are things that you can do to serve people. However, in order to work with people who use the internet, you're going to notice that the internet people are usually higher educated, and they do make faster decisions. How many people here have shown a home 5 times? The people still haven't bought a property, so you keep showing properties. Have you shown a property 5 times that people haven't bought anything, and you have to keep showing properties? Has anybody here shown property 10 times and you keep showing properties? Yeah. How about 15? How about 20? We got some workers? No? Has anybody ever shown more than 20 properties? How about online? Anybody ever show more than 20 properties? The ones on the webinar? Okay, so nobody's shown more than 20 properties here? No? Around 20. Around 20? Okay, so we do have some workers here. Usually we have some workers that say, oh, I'll show 100 if I have to. How would you like to have people make faster decisions? How many people here would like that? Okay, so how do you do that? Well, the internet user likes to work with internet-enabled real estate salespeople. If they leave a message, let's say that your website, which is capable of sending out listings to people that match the description of what people are looking for, it sends them out listings, and 2 weeks later, all of a sudden they call you at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and they'd like to go see a property, but you're not in. So they leave a message, and then you get into the office, and then you see their message and you call them back, but it's too late. So you call them back and you start to play telephone tag going back and forth. Or you're in the middle of a showing in the afternoon at 2 o'clock, and you get a text message on either your iPhone or your BlackBerry, one of these tools, and it says, I've been getting properties on your website for the last 2 weeks, and I'd like to see one tonight at 7 o'clock. Can you help me? And in the middle of your showing, you tell the people, do you mind just looking at the rec room yourself? I just have to answer this text message for a showing tonight. Is that okay with you? And they say, oh, sure, we'll look ourselves. And then he gets on and text messages them back that says, as soon as I get back to the office within the hour, I'll let you know if I can set it up tonight at 7. Isn't that good? That's giving good service to people. And really, isn't that what it's all about, is giving good service to people? So that's what these tools of the internet are. The people that are on the internet want to see that you can get back to them. They want to see that you can just answer them real quick. Yeah, I'll get back to you within the hour. And then they know you're working on it for showing for tonight at 7. Right while you were in the middle of a showing yourself. That's what these internet tools should be helping you with the iPhones, the iPads, the BlackBerries, and all these other tools that are out there. But you have to develop an internet business relationship with them, and that's what these tools help do, including the website. Now, some people say, Gary, I'm fed up with the computers. I don't want anything to do with computers. I've been in real estate as a broker. I'm going to keep doing things the old way. I sit in front of a computer. I started to learn how to get email, and I sit there and I go delete, 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 delete. And I'm sitting there for half an hour just deleting all my email. I'm fed up with it. I don't want anything to do with it again. Well, when you have something wrong with your car and you have a flat tire, you take it to somebody to fix it. If you hear a noise in your car, you take it to somebody to fix it. And I'm going to say, if you have problems with your computer or your concept of how you're working the internet, I'm going to suggest, who do you call? Well, you could end up calling us. We're calling ourselves the Ghostbusters. Who do you call when you're in trouble? There's programs out there such as spamarrest.com. We're going to suggest that you go check it out. It's a program that will stop your spam mail instantly. How many people here receive spam? Everybody does. Even Bill Gates receives spam. Well, here's a program that can actually stop spam overnight. Bingo, real fast. And they will let you try it out for 3 months for free. And let's just see if we can play it here in a second. I'll give you a little clue as to how they go about stopping spam instantly. We use it. I think it's about $50 a year. I can't even remember how much it costs, but it's worth it because it stops all the garbage that's going on the internet. And this will explain just a little bit about how it works. Nothing's worse than going through tons and tons of spam, and that turns a lot of people right off their computers, and that's too bad when you can learn how to stop it.
Delete, delete, delete. Ugh, I can't believe how much spam I get.
Are you overwhelmed by spam?
Yes, I must get 100 every day, and it's getting worse. Just when I think my filters are working and I can relax, I get attacked by a whole new wave. It's so frustrating.
Filters are a temporary fix. They keep getting better, but spammers keep getting smarter. It's only a matter of time before spammers crack your filters and you're back to where you started, overwhelmed by spam. It's a never-ending cycle.
Ugh, I wish there were a way to just keep spam out forever.
Now there is. Spam arrest.
Spam arrest?
Yes, spam arrest. Spam arrest blocks 100% of spam with a patented method of verifying.
Okay. Again, you can check this out on your own time. You have an internet worksheet. You have to mark this down on your internet worksheet, and you can check that out on your own time. Questions?
I feel like my treadmill gets so much spam more than even Gmail.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
There's a way to use this with that. Okay? I'm not going to go into the details today because our session today doesn't include handling those things and getting sidetracked. Otherwise, I wouldn't get through to the rest of the session, and I'm saving some of the best for last year. So we must move on. The point is, you now know that there's something that can stop all of your spam. Okay? And you can, we can talk about that another time. Another important tool now is our websites. Websites, again, I'm going to be repeating this a few times, are like billboards. And if the one we supply you can make you $50,000, and the one that you presently have is making you money, then why not? You can also link the two of them together. You still only need, you leave the one domain name on your business card. So in the case of Mary Keehan, did I say that right? MaryKeehan.com could be a website address. It could be a domain name. You only need one domain name, because if you have more than one website, you can put a little statement on your website that says, please feel free to visit my other website. So you can have more than one website, and ICI World actually supports all of your websites. There's special links you can put on all of your websites that trigger leads. You can get revenue producing leads off of all of your websites. So yes, you can have more than one website. How would you measure whether these websites are worth it? Well, if you're getting calls or leads every 30 to 90 days off of your websites, they're working. If you're not getting leads off your website every 90 days, something's wrong and you need to fix it. And that's why people like us are in business to kind of help ensure that you kind of get leads off the internet, and there's 2 billion people out there. Now, websites are like a store. If you have an empty store, just because you have a store, why should anybody come in? That's what the listings are all about. This office here could be, I don't know, $30,000 a month or more to operate. And it's trying to bring customers in from the whole area. Well, you can have a website for as little as $199 a year, and that is a storefront on the internet where there's 2 billion people. And there's a way to get people coming to your website. So it's a platform on the internet that holds information, and by itself, it doesn't make you money. It's the listings on the internet that you have on your website that are triggering the calls. It's the content that develops the interest from people. Another thing, Alan Dalton, who is the past president of the National Association of Realtors, that's what that is, National Association of Realtors. In fact, the term realtor comes from them. They license it to the Canadian Real Estate Association. That's how come you are all realtors. It actually started from the National Association of Realtors in Chicago on North Michigan Way. Anybody been shopping down there in Chicago? The name of the, what's it called? I forget the name of the, yeah, that's right. Anyways, and that's where the CCIM Institute is, where I got that professional commercial real estate designation that I have, the CCIM. That comes from the National Association of Realtors. It's a division, a CCIM Institute is a division of them, and we actually meet at the Toronto Real Estate Board an average of once a month. We have courses going on there that teach you how to take the mystery out of commercial real estate. So I suggest you can mark that down as a website address to check out. I'm going to give you 2 of them. The first one is ccim.com. I recommend every single licensed real estate salesperson in the world, residential included, take the intro course. It's called Intro. Intro will help you analyze real estate to help you make money. And the 2 websites are, one is ccim.com. The other local website here in Toronto is ccimcanada.com. We invite you to join the chapter. It's $125 a year. The meetings are free or a nominal fee of $5 or $10 to attend each one, and you get RICO points from every one. So check it out, ccimcanada.com, and everyone should take the intro course because it helps you analyze real estate to invest in it. And all of your customers that you sell homes to understand mortgages and titles and all kinds of things about buying a home and selling a home. And where did 90% of the millionaires in the world make their money? In real estate. So if you can help show them how they make money in real estate, this is the beginning of you being in commercial real estate to help them invest. But you need something that can measure the before tax and the after tax implication of investing in any kind of income producing real estate. And that's why that course that's coming up, it's at the Ted Rogers School of Business at Ryerson, downtown Toronto. It's coming up very quick. Everyone here should get into it. Everyone should get into it. It's the intro course, CI Intro. Let me see if I can go to the website now and kind of show it to you. I'm going to open up a website. Let's just go and type in ccimcanada.com. Let's click on that and see if they've got it announced there. I happen to be on the executive. I'm the membership chairman of the CCIM chapter. We have approximately 100 members. Majority of them are real estate people, but there's buyers and sellers that attend these things too. And it's all about having excellent speakers, good technology, teaching you how to do all of these things. And I'm going to click on events here. And let's see if the course is here. And I would get into it because it's going to be probably sold out. Yes, we've got it. CI Intro. What's that saying? March the 8th and 9th. There it is. I'm going to click on it. And let's just go down here. And it doesn't say how many RICO points. I think there's 12 RICO points here. It doesn't say, but I think it is 12 RICO points. Anyways, there's the cost. That's $395. And there it is, Ted Rogers School of Business. Wait a minute, 350 Victoria Street. Oh, okay. It's actually, I went in off of College. Or not College, Dundas Street. You're going off the Dundas door, you know, between Bay and Yonge Street. Right beside, right in there, there's a door that kind of goes in. That's where I went in. So I don't know where they got this 350 Victoria. You can double check all of that. I'm sure they'll have more instructions. Any questions on that course? You will learn how to analyze investment real estate, and you all have the knowledge. All you need is this little tools, and then you're going to end up with a little spreadsheet analysis program where you can analyze even investing on your own account, and then you will be able to help people understand how real estate makes money. And you'll be able to analyze the differences between this property, and that property, and be able to understand the different returns that are kind of going on. It's a great introduction to commercial real estate. Highly recommend every single person that has a license in real estate take this course. This one, I don't know, sometimes once or twice a year in Southern Ontario, sometimes in London, one in Ottawa, maybe once a year here. Something like that, maybe twice. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now for residential brokers, having a website with thousands of residential homes is very important for you to get the calls. Now for commercial brokers, once you have a website, people should know that the number one thing people are looking for are listings. So there is a link that we supply from ICI World that you can put on all of your websites. And again, that's the figure you should never lose track of, that 96% of people are searching for listings, because some people have websites out there that are not making money, and the reason is that they don't have a lot of listings on your website. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to open up a bunch of websites here. Let me see if I can do this kind of interesting here. Yes. All right. Now, here's something that I'm going to do that's going to be very interesting for you. Let me just close another window because I'm going to be opening up a whole bunch of things all of a sudden. Watch this. I'm going to first of all, show you another tip to save. How would everyone like to save typing keystrokes the rest of your life? No? Okay, that's better. I got to make sure you're all still alive and haven't fallen asleep here. Okay. This line along here where I'm moving my mouse is called, how many people here have Windows XP? Windows XP, it's called a links bar. You should mark it down. Links bar. Links space bar. Links bar. How many people here have Windows Vista or Windows 7? It's called a favorites bar. Favorites bar in Windows 7 and Windows XP. This computer here happens to be Windows Vista. Now, watch this. I'm going to click on that link up there. That's my short form for Google. So when I click on that, you're going to see it's working. Did I type anything in to get there? No. Okay. Now the next one is one of my ICI World websites. I'm going to click on it. Did I type anything in? No. And look at that. It's working to come up. So in other words, I'm suggesting that you put the top 10 websites that you visit on a regular weekly basis, you put them all on your favorites or links bar. You got it? Now, how would you learn how to do it? Anybody would know how to learn how to do it? How would you learn? Okay, that's actually teaching it. But let's say they need instructions. What would you go to learn? Where would you go to learn? Let's go to help. Okay? And you go to Internet Explorer Help. And you click on Help. And up comes this Help window. And you simply type it in. Favorites bar. Okay? And Internet Explorer at a glance. Now, you know something? I wonder, maybe because of the difference between Canada, upsie daisy, and you might have to, let's just try it, see what happens if it comes up better. I'm going to let it work. Okay, people, spell favorites like that. Okay? Don't spell it unless it's Canadianized, but leave out the U in favorites. And there's all the instructions of how to customize your favorites bar. Now, to show you the advantage of it, this is, I short form the words here to CA. If I had a big long word, it would take up this whole line, and I wouldn't be able to put more favorites along this line. So this is my short form for the Canadian website that we have in the world today, and it's become Canada's #1 commercial real estate online service on the internet, with 28,000 having want ads. You'll see it come in. Again, I haven't typed anything to go to this website. I just clicked on the link along the favorites bar. And bingo, up comes the website. Okay? If I was to click on this one, anybody got an idea what this one might be? Hotmail, you got it. So I click on Hotmail. Again, if I always look down there, and never click twice, people. Don't click twice. I see some people with itchy fingers, and they got to keep click, 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 and they wonder why it's taking so long to get there, because every time you click, you're starting all the way back at the beginning. You just have to be patient. That's all you can do. Just be patient. You'll see that as long as it's working here, you kind of let it work. Now, if it takes more than 20 or 30 seconds, maybe you can try clicking on it again. And then if I want to click on Hotmail, there's all of my accounts there. Now, I'm going to go to this one here, and you're going to notice that there's a whole bunch of them here that I can open up in tabs. These are all right-at-home websites. Watch this. I'm going to open about 10 websites all at once. Look at them all opening. See them all working? They're all opening at once. There's actually more because there's an arrow that says more. There's about 10 websites opening all at one time. You tell me, isn't that fantastic? So some of these tools we're not using, and if we want to save time, how many people are typing in http:// how many here? Okay? Stop doing that now the rest of your life. You don't have to. Okay? Now, if I want to see what these websites look like, I'll click on one of them. Bingo. There's a sample website. I'm not here to discuss the design of the website. Designs can be made in all kinds of different designs and colors and everything else. This is one gentleman's. What I wanted to point out was things like, now somebody says we're experiencing difficulties, maybe degraded audio quality in your recording. I'm just going to talk here, and hopefully it's going to come back for everybody that's online. Just let me unmute one of them and see if they can still hear me. Okay, Valerie, can you hear me, Valerie? Oopsie daisy, hang on. Valerie, can you hear me okay?
Hello?
Valerie, can you?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good, you can hear me. Okay, I'm going to be muting you back again, Valerie. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Valerie, for answering me there. So what you're going to see on the screen now is a bunch of links that I'm going to demonstrate how you're making money. Somebody comes to your website, and if they're interested in a condo, they might click on GTA Condos. So what we have is a website where hundreds, thousands of other brokers have agreed to allow their listings to be on your website. And I'll just click on this one in Thornhill just for the sake of argument, just to see what happens. We'll click on one, and you'll notice that this one says MLS. What does this one say? Oops. That was exclusive, the other one I was trying to show you. So you can have both MLS and exclusive. So this is, other brokers have agreed to allow their listings to be on your website. And you tell me if this isn't the ultimate in marketing on the internet. And if you don't have this working for you, are you missing out? Yeah. I mean, this is, I call it the ultimate in marketing on the internet. How do you get that to happen? Well, number one, anytime you list a property, you should take a minimum of 5 photos of that property. Minimum of 5. And if you know how to download it to your computer, does anyone not know how to download it to their computer, the photos? Anyone not know? Okay. Anybody that's online that doesn't know, you just ask the person at the Future Shopper where you bought your computer, how do I get the photos onto my computer? Well, when you do, they go into your My Pictures directory. And then when you open up this website, there's a spot that you click on photos, and it opens up to your My Pictures directory. You click on the photos, and presto, they go right into your website. And if you have any troubles doing that, who do you call? Yeah. Yes. No, you call us. Good luck calling Microsoft. And so, yeah, that's so people can see condos. Isn't that amazing? Now, if you're trying to get a listing on a condo, shouldn't you be showing your customers this stuff, how you're going to be marketing their property? This is a powerful listing tool. Now, the reason I'm pausing it here, you're going to notice that says MLS. MLS? What's that say? No, that's exclusive. So in other words, you can be putting exclusive listings on here. Where can you get exclusive listings from?
Well, this place has a guy that does find you.
Well, the for sale by owners, I'll tell you right now. For sale by owners. And there's 3 special questions that you can ask a for sale by owner, and I'm going to cover that right now. I'm going to digress from here, and I'm going to go to 3 special questions that can help you make money the rest of your life. Now, if you were members on ICI World, I'd click on ICI World. Come on now. There we go. And where all members come is this login member management page here. And from this one page, everyone can learn how to do literally everything on this network. But one of the welcome instruction pages that we have for everyone that starts is right here. All of the choices for members up and down the left-hand side here. By the way, when you add information here, it gets added to 18,000 places throughout the internet instantly and automatically. I'm going to click on welcome instruction page. And one of the welcome instruction pages that we have is called a marketing plan here. Here it is, right there, marketing plan. And in the marketing plan, if we go down to number 12, we're going to get those 3 questions. There they are. Now, I'm going to ask a question in this room. See how many people you can agree or disagree. 90% of the apartment buildings in Ontario are not on real estate boards. Would you agree or disagree? 90% of apartment buildings in Ontario are not on real estate boards. Would you agree or disagree? Okay, so I know if you don't know, you don't have to say. 90% of shopping centers in Ontario are not on real estate boards. Would you agree or disagree? And the same is true for all kinds of land, businesses, and lots of homes nowadays. They're for sale by owners. All these kind of things are not on real estate boards. So what you have is a situation where someone says, I'd like to sell my property. I'll pay you a commission, but I don't want to give you a listing. Has anybody ever had that? Have you had that happen?
Yeah.
Okay, you've had it happen. How many years has anybody here in the business less than 1 or 2 years? Okay. Okay, very good. I'm sorry? You just started. Okay, so that's why you might not know because you just started. But the other people have been in it a while and they sort of know. So what you have is a situation where a lot of people will say, I'd like you to bring me $400,000 for my property. I'll pay you a $20,000 commission, but I don't want to give you a listing. I would get excited about that, people, very excited. And there's the 3 questions on the screen that has helped some brokers make as much, believe it or not, over $1 million. We've had one broker make it on ICI World that I know of. There could be more. And there could be more others on the internet that I don't know about. And here's the 3 questions. Number 1, you ask those people, will they pay a commission? Does anybody have a problem with that? No. Straightforward. You have to ask people, will they pay a commission? That's how you make your money for food, car expenses, and keep your family going. The second question is this. Will they cover you with a 48-hour exclusive listing to show the property once you have a buyer or a tenant for their property? I will. Will they cover you? See, once you have a buyer, will they cover you with a 48-hour exclusive listing to show the property?
Yeah.
Once you have a buyer. No problem with that? No. And the third question is, and I'm going to suggest you take out the word ICI World. Ask them for permission to market the property, but that you're going to do it without the address. You ask them for permission to market the property, but you're going to do it without the address. Can you do this on a residential for sale by owner? You bet you can. You bet you can. Okay? Now, once you put it for sale, by the way, ICI World, this service here, you can post residential properties if they're $750,000 and up. All of your single-family homes go on your website. That's what they're designed to do. You put them on your website. But if you happen to have one that's over $750,000, you can put it on both. You put it on your website plus on ICI World. How many of those situations can you identify in the next 90 days if you wanted to? Throw me out a number. I need a number from everybody. All right. If I went to the for sale by owner website, can I find more than 5 there right now?
Yes.
Okay. So could you find more than 10 over the next 90 days? Yeah. Everybody can. Everybody can find a source of more than 10 opportunities of people that want to sell their properties like this. So that means you're going to have 10 opportunities to post those, and you can post them on your own website as well. Let's see if I can get back to there. You see this one right here, 692,000? Is that MLS? No. So in other words, you can do this with residential, couldn't you? Ask them for permission to market it. Will they pay a commission if you bring in a buyer? You get the agreement. You can even get written agreements to that effect. Maybe not exclusive, non-exclusive. If you bring a buyer, they pay you a commission. So in other words, there's other ways to work information in the business, not just listings that you can place on a real estate board. Obviously, it's best to put information on a real estate board if you can, but sometimes you can't. Look at all the exclusive information that's going on here. So this can give you an opportunity to work more opportunities in the business than you can just on a real estate board. So that's condos. Now, let's talk about My Listings as a button that this particular member has on ICI World. They may or may not have any listings. Let's just see. Once they add listings, oops. Okay, they've got the wrong button here linked on this one. I'm going to go to another website and demonstrate the My Listing button. Actually, they don't even have it on this website. Let's go to this one. That was the one I was just on. We'll go to this one. Now, do you see the My ICI Listings button? We can click on that, and Valerie is actually online right now. And let's see how Valerie's been doing here. Hang on. Okay, Valerie, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, I've just unmuted
I can
you.
hear you.
And can you see your website online?
Yes, I can.
There you go. So I'm actually demonstrating your website. And how has the website been working for you?
I'm getting contacts, but I have to get my FISBO type people to be more committed. So, well, sort of like it's open listings. Some people I know.
Okay, have you had calls on any of these?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So that's really what we can do. We can help you trigger calls. It's still going to be up to you to do the deal. It's still up to you to develop a business relationship with people, and it's up to you to try to make an appointment to go show the property. If you have a showing today, you have a chance to make money today. You'll see Valerie has
I couldn't get some links.
What's that?
I wanted to get a special link for Niagara, the Southern Niagara Falls property, all about Niagara, and I couldn't do that.
Okay, well, you just get into how we do all our training is through something called a webinar workshop. Now, what I'm going to do is I'll show you how to get into the webinar workshops. If you go to iciworld.net, which is this main website, and you click on Login Member Management, you're going to see something right away that's called Daily Webinars. One way is up here, Daily Webinar Workshops. In fact, I'll click on it right now. And what comes up is something that says Schedule. It's chugging away, so we're just going to let it work. And when you click on Schedule, you'll see the dates come up for different things. And if I click on that, you can see the dates come up for today's session. This is a live session today. And by the way, we're repeating this session again tomorrow and the next day. And then when you get into Thursday, Friday, and all of next week, you're going to see these workshops. A workshop means we're actually going to be looking at your website when it's being built, and you're going to see it on the screen. The same way that I can see Valerie's website right now, we're going to log in, and Valerie, you're going to say, I want a link over here. So we're actually going to log into your website and actually do it right before your very eyes, like we are collaborating in this room with other people that are online now. Now we have other people that are online. Christine, so can you hear me? Wait a minute. Let me just see if just undo this here. Hang on 1 second. Mike, can you hear me? Mike Axer?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, very good. So you can see how you can be speaking with us and we can be working on your website. You tell me if this isn't fantastic, this software. We've got 5 people at home and we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people here in the office. So we've got 12 people that we're all collaborating and we're all together watching what's going on. So we'll actually log into your website, add these buttons. This Victoria Village was a button that was added to Valerie's website. And you'll see properties kind of come up. And if I was to click on one of these, say the one in the beaches, you tell me if that isn't a gorgeous photo that comes up. Let's move this out of the way because I've got that in the way there. And so people love the ability to be able to come into your website and kind of see this kind of information. You tell me if that isn't fantastic. They're seeing the Valerie and Mike, can you see exactly, let me see, how would they know? Do you see a picture of the bedroom there?
Yes.
Okay, and then the washroom, and then another, there's the backyard, you can see that?
Mm-hmm.
And the beautiful kitchen, isn't it? So they can see exactly what we're seeing right now at home. Isn't that amazing? They're logged in. It's called GoToMeeting software. If you ever listen to Larry King Live on CNN, you'll see this program advertised on there. It's $600 a month. That's what it is. Very expensive. But it allows us to be able to demonstrate the internet to people online. I'm broadcasting right now through the internet, plus here. Plus it's being taped right now as well. So let's just look at some of these other websites, why they're powerful. Again, every button should have one of these links called Ontario Commercial. But before I do, I want to show you something very interesting. When we started on the internet in 1994, if you did a search of commercial real estate, there was only 14 responses worldwide. And it was Alta Vista. And if I did commercial real estate, today it's in Google, how many responses come up there on the page? People? How about at home? How many responses at home on the webinar there can you see on the page? Mike or Valerie?
331,000.
Million.
Million, I mean.
Million, that's right. So what you have is 331 million results come up, and it just so happens, guess who's on the first page? ICI World is right there. Now, how does that become very important for all licensed real estate people in the world? Here's the reason why. If I was to click on that, somebody's searching, what do you think they would click on next?
ICI World.
They would click on Canada. I'm getting some Canada here. And you'll see it working down at the bottom. Always check at the bottom and you can see how it's working. And that's how you can just sort of be patient, do something else if you have to. Clean your fingernails or something, whatever. And then come down here and what would someone maybe click on next? Ontario? Okay. And when they do, up comes a gray page. And we're due to finish on time exactly 3:45 today, people. And you're going to see where it says Search Ontario Haves and Wants. You're going to see you can search by city, or you can maybe even search by keyword. I'm going to search Ontario Haves and Wants. And look at the list. The Ontario Haves are the properties for sale. The Ontario Wants at the top there, these are what buyers are looking for. What category can I click on? Does anybody have a request down here, one of these categories?
Try farm.
Farms? Okay, let's click on that. And so what you're going to see come up are 251 farms. You'll see that number sorted from $20 million on down. Now you tell me, isn't that incredible right away? Let's go back and see another one. Anybody else for something else? Pardon me?
Shopping center.
Shopping centers. Let's click on shopping centers. Now what's interesting about this is that of 28,000 listings on ICI World, only about 5,000 are on real estate boards. All these are not on real estate boards. And so you're going to see how many shopping centers are there, people. Can you see that number at the back? Almost 600 shopping centers from $30 million on down. Now, if somebody's interested in one of these, you click on one of those. And so if someone was looking on the internet, and if this was your listing, within 30 seconds and 5 clicks, people knowing absolutely nothing about you, they can pick up the phone and call you. Now, we're recommending that you never put an address in any of your listings. I call it a material defect if you do. People can go around behind your back and try to deal direct. Even if you have an MLS listing, they can go around behind your back, talk to the owner and say, when does the listing expire? In 3 weeks, if you don't mind, I'll come back and talk to you then. It's better to trigger a call first off the internet, develop a business relationship with people, and then get them into your office where you can pre-qualify them and tell them it's good to be pre-qualified for a mortgage. There's advantages to know exactly how much you can afford and can't afford. And then you get them into the MLS as well. Now, they've got apartment buildings here. Now, let's say you're going on a listing presentation and you're trying to list a little apartment building, maybe a 5-plex. See where it says Ontario Wants? I'm going to click on apartment buildings here. And so I'm suggesting that you now can use the power of the industry. You're an independent company. You now have the power of all the independents in the industry. Why? Because look at this. You have over 200 buyers of apartment buildings in Ontario, and you tell me if that isn't fantastic. You can use this in your listing presentations when you're talking to people. Is there anything else in the industry available to you like that right now? No? There's people, all kinds of people looking to buy. Now, if somebody wanted to search by city, they could click on search by city. And if they were interested in Markham, just bingo, click on Markham. And again, within an average access time of 4.9 seconds, you've got over 100 properties, buyers and sellers of properties in Markham. Isn't that interesting? Most of them not on real estate boards. Now, if I go back, you're going to see something called keyword searching. And look at all the keywords we could search on here. Somebody say they were dealing in hotels, motels, gas stations or something here? Did somebody mention? Hotels? You know, all kinds of business, Friday stores, gas stations. But if I was to click on hotels, again, somebody searching commercial real estate on the internet, knowing absolutely nothing about you, gets to one of these sites and sees this list of 205 buyers and sellers of hotels and motels. If you had your listing here, bingo, they could call you right away. They can just pick up the phone and call you. It's that easy.
Blue signify anything over the red?
I just visited it a little while ago. So if I was to visit this one, Mississauga, or say this Orangeville just for fun, I'm going to go to this branded hotel, 100 rooms hotel here in Ontario. There it is. you give this gentleman a call. Now, if I visit it back again and I move my mouse out of the way because I visited the site, it's a little lighter blue.
Can you know how many buyers visit
Businesses? Buyers for businesses? Yes?
How many buyers visit my listing? Can you know?
Oh, certain listings on your website, there is a counter. There's a statistical tracker. But for the ICI World ones, no. But for the ones that are on the Point 2 Agent website, yes. So the answer is yes and no. It's both. Any questions, Valerie, or anybody there online?
Yeah, I was looking on that list. Hello,
Yes, I can hear you.
Gary?
Yes?
That past spreadsheet you had for the listings, I guess the number listings, they have agents' phone numbers and agents' names. You're not
Yes.
supposed to have that on there first.
No, no. That's on the main website that the public can search. The main website that the public can search on the internet. Remember I went to Google and searched commercial real estate?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that? You can see the contact names and numbers. When you are a member and you advertise your listings, on the main website, the public can see the information, pick up the phone and call you. It's just like classified ads in a newspaper. You see that?
Oh,
There's
so what was it that I could not?
where we recommend that you don't have the addresses was
Yeah, the subject line or something.
on your own website. Now I'm going to demonstrate the Ontario Commercial link on your website. Pretend this is your website. And I click on Ontario Commercial, okay? You'll see it working. Up comes the same looking page. And this is important, and I'm glad you brought it up. And you're going to see a statement at the top. It says, we subscribe to a global commercial real estate broker center of haves and wants. When any of the following interest you, or you wish to place your haves and wants for worldwide exposure, please feel free to give me a call, and we put your phone number right there, and also your email address. So if somebody now goes to your website, and maybe they're interested in business opportunities or something, it could be any, oopsie daisy. I want to click on the haves, not the wants. If they click on business opportunities, one way that they can search is just by clicking on them, all sorted by price, and you're going to see all kinds of business opportunities coming up, sorted by price. But now, Valerie, you'll notice that a person cannot click on these listings. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
That's where you don't want them to click on it, because they're on your website. You want them to call who?
Me.
You want them to call you.
me?
That's why your name will be right here at the top of this page. You got it? So they have to call you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They got to call you for more information.
I didn't know that.
Well, I'm glad you're in this session again today. You'll also have a World Commercial button. It's quite possible that someone can call you on any property, any place in the world. Watch this. And when they do, what are you going to do? If somebody calls up and says, I'm interested in a certain property in Florida, what are you going to do?
Find an agent that's going to refer them.
Yes?
25-point referral fee.
There you go.
First one does it, the second one.
If somebody's on your website and they see one of these properties in Florida, okay, one of these properties here, you're going to grab that number, and then what you're going to do is, I'll go to ICI World here. Hang on one second. I'm going to go to the main ICIWorld.net website, which you know about. And I'm going to click on Search Database 1 Free. And I'm going to click on Message Number on the left, right there. And I'm going to put the number in there, right click, paste, and let's look it up. Click on the message number. And I'm going to call this particular broker in Florida. And look at again, this is exclusive. As time goes on and as real estate people learn how to use these services, this becomes more and more important because it gives you an opportunity to work your information through the internet. Can you post exclusive listings, open listings on the internet? On your real estate board? No. But here you can. But you do it with 3 special questions. What are those 3 questions, please? Without looking at it. Will they pay a commission? Number 1. Excellent. Second question.
48 hours exclusive.
Will they cover you with a 48-hour exclusive listing once you have a buyer?
Mm-hmm.
And the third question?
Uh,
Can I
Commission.
market it without the address? Very important, because if you ask the owner of a restaurant, can I market it, what's he going to say? He's going to say, no, I don't want my restaurant on the internet. It's bad for business. But if you tell him you're going to do it without the address, you're just going to say, Markham, restaurant business, $400,000, making money. That's all you say. If I say I have a $30 million shopping center in Brantford, can you figure out which one it is?
Yep.
Why?
There's only one.
There's only one. You have to be careful with your information. The higher the price, less information. What you want to do is trigger a call so you can get together with them, get them into your office, develop a good business relationship with these people, and kind of go from there. Now, we have something special for you now. Toronto Real Estate Board is now supplying, you can mark this down, IDX link. You can put an IDX link on your website and ICI World installs it for you. And I'm going to demonstrate this link. Here it is on the screen. Here's another website. And do you see where it says here MLS? Let's go back to his main website. Actually, we haven't got time. I'm going to click on MLS right now. Let's just click on MLS. Now you're going to notice it says search the wait a minute. MLS listing search. We've got a button down here. Let's just see what happens here. Here we go. I'm going to click on it. He's got it in a different way. I would have it so that the whole map comes right up. The map from the real estate board comes right up. He's got search MLS and then another button. So that's 2 buttons. Let's just see what's coming in here. Okay, he's linking me to his other website, which maybe he has the link on this other website, and I'm just waiting. If you look down at the bottom, you sort of just have to, it is TorontoMLS.net that we're linking to, so we're waiting for the Toronto MLS to come up on the screen, and it says done. It says now loading, and up comes the map. Now, on your website, this would come up right away. Do you understand what I'm saying? Hang on one second. Let me see if I can do this. So in other words, on your website, this map would come up right away. Now, oh, here it comes. Okay, so now if you're interested in, somebody's interested in properties maybe around here, they click on it. You're all familiar with this map for searching purposes? Mm-hmm. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and maybe you're in this area here maybe. Don Valley and Eglinton area maybe. And it should start showing some properties.
Victoria Village.
Where are you? Where's Victoria Village?
Eglinton and between Eglinton and Don Mills and Victoria Park.
Okay, so over in
Eglinton and Sloan.
Okay, so let's just click around here. Now I'm waiting for
Eglinton and Sloan.
properties. I'm waiting for properties to come up. Maybe, okay, here we go. Here we go. Now you can click on some of these properties, and bingo, up comes the properties. right from your website. Now, what I'm going to recommend is that when people click on that link, MLS, on your website, a link that we can install, you can get it from Treb. It's supplied by Treb as of about June or July of this last year. It's available for you. A lot of brokers still don't have it yet. What you can do is you can have people fill in a form first that says, in order to proceed to see the MLS listings, just fill in this form, and it'll take you right to the MLS. And when they fill in the form, bingo, within 2 minutes, you get yourself a text message on your cell phone or on your BlackBerry or on your iPhone. Now, if you knew that somebody just clicked on that and is going to look at the MLS listings from your website, and you get it on your text message and you're holding your phone, what would you do? You call them right away, you bet. Good show, people, good show. And you can say, by the way, I noticed you're on my website and you're looking at MLS listings. I just wanted to let you know there's real people behind these websites, and I like to give good service, and I just wanted to demonstrate how good the service can be if and when you ever want me again to show you a property. And if you like, have you ever been pre-qualified? Oh, you haven't? Well, there's some big advantages if you are. If you know exactly how much your mortgage is and what rate and which bank already approves you ahead of time, it can help you in the negotiation process if it's a really good deal. Why don't you come on into my office next Wednesday at 12, or is 1 o'clock better for you? Got it? The MLS listing can trigger people to go into it and then trigger the lead to you so you can get leads off the internet. These are all strategies to generate leads off the internet. Any questions on all this, people? I can go through, I can show you all kinds of other websites, but in the essence of time, we've got about 3 minutes to finish here. So I'm going to hang up on that. By the way, in your documents, you're going to see an evaluation sheet, and you're going to see something else called an application. Now, people say, Gary, how can you afford to do these seminars free? Well, we actually charge $1,500 to do these seminars. However, we will do these seminars free in return for doing an 8-minute commercial on our service. I can do this in less than 6 minutes, less than 5 minutes, a little commercial on our services, if that's okay with you. Okay? By the way, the evaluation sheet, whether you join or not take advantage, we wouldn't mind if you fill that in. That helps me provide these seminars on a regular basis and educational seminars, and I really would love your feedback in consideration of me doing it. But please look at the application right now. The application. What we have down at the bottom, you'll see that it's normally $240 plus $79 to join our service. But because of this seminar, you're able to join for just $240. Can you see that down at the bottom of the application? Okay. And that's with a credit card. All you have to do is put your credit card number there. I have a stapler. You staple your business card to here, and you're in business with us, and we'll start getting you on the road to making money with the internet. Now, you're going to see some bullets over on the right-hand side, some bullets over here. Look at the third bullet, please. The third bullet. And the third bullet says it includes websites are free for 3 months, and then how much are they? $19.99. Do you see that? So in other words, you're going to get a website by tomorrow. It's literally that fast. After 3 months, how much will the website be for you? Basically $20. You're right. However, most of our members, and we have 1,000 members, most of them do not pay the $19.99. Almost all of them pay the special of $199 per year, because these websites are literally a tool. It's your storefront on the internet. These websites are your storefront on the internet. It's where you're going to send all your buyers. They're looking to buy a home. You send them to your website. In fact, when you join ICI World, you never send people to ICI World ever again. You send them to your own website. So, how much is it to join ICI World?
$240.
$240. And that covers you for 1 year. When I do these seminars, the first person that joins, I give a 3-month bonus. So the first person that joins today gets 15 months service. Every person that joins after that, I will add an extra month on for everyone. Are there any people in here that are interested in joining? Got one back there. You're getting 15 months service. Okay, if you join, you get 16 months, both. Anybody else interested?
I can't pay with check.
Yes, you can pay with a check. That's 17 months service. We got 17. We're up to 17. We're up to 18 months service. Now, is there anybody online that can hear us? You're going to have to answer. Some of you cannot talk, but if you're interested in online, you call this number, 416-214-4875. And if you join, everybody's going to get 19 months service. So right now we have 18 months service here in this room. Everybody that said that they were going to join. And that's all you need is a credit card. One moment, please. I always forget this ahead of time. You just staple your business card to one of these application forms and put in your credit card number there, and you can bring it to the front. Now, this completes the session. What I do now is just simply go over the things of why you should be considering joining and what you're going to be getting. You're going to get something called search engine optimization. Search engine optimization, we only give it to the members where we show you how to get more traffic going to your website. There's some special things that we can do. We attended a World Search Engine Convention. I went down to Las Vegas Hilton Convention Center last year in November, and we attended a World Search Engine Convention. There was 1,000 people in the room, all search engine people. There was only 2 real estate people in the whole room, myself and one fellow from California. And we were learning from Microsoft Corporation, from Yahoo, and from Google how we can make your websites rise on the search engines of the world. Also, there's 40 different ways to promote your website, and we're going to be showing you how to do that. Again, websites are like billboards, so if you have more than one website, it's good. We're going to support all of your websites. Let's go to the next page. We show you how to work your websites with photos and slideshow displays. Your website will also deliver new listings to the public, to your clients and to your prospects, so that your clients must call you for more information. How to hand out your business card? When you hand out your business card, you better tell people what you have on your website. Don't just tell them you have a website, because everybody in the industry is going to have a website. You tell them you've got thousands of homes with color photos and slideshow displays. You've got thousands of commercial properties. If you're talking to a restaurant owner, you tell them you have over 200 restaurants in the Greater Toronto area. And you might not deal in restaurants. Tell them to go to your website. Because if he calls you on a property or on a restaurant, what are you going to do? You're going to do a referral. The only reason you're not doing referrals is because you don't get the leads. But now you're going to start getting the leads. Your office here has referral forms. You use them. Become familiar with those referral forms. The link to the IDX listings at the Toronto Real Estate Board, it's brand new. We will install that link on for you. Referrals are one thing better than listing and selling? Yep. Why? Because they're only 5 minutes to do. They average $3,000 to $10,000 and more. And why don't salespeople do more referrals? Well, because you simply don't get the leads. Now you will. And these leads are specially structured so that you get the calls. That's the big difference. Next. The knowledge of how to make all of this stuff work. There's no way that you could study the way we have for the last 15 years, day and night, learning how to make this work. We specialize in helping strictly real estate brokers and salespeople. We don't supply websites for any other industry, just real estate. We give you personal support with the printouts, the manual. We have videos that you can see, but most of all, personal one-on-one support and assistance. The first website, we are going to totally set it up for you. We're going to help you customize it. We're going to work with you. There's 200,000 real estate people using these websites, and we're going to show you how to work them. And it's just like going in and painting a new office. You're going to be getting a new office that you can go in there and you can design it in different ways. And we're going to be working right with you to show you how to do that. They're powerful tools. They help you get listings. And the knowledge that you gain can help you with all your websites, and most of all, your customers will love their homes featured on your website. The exposure around the world is second to none. People can go to Google, search an area in Toronto, and find your listing because your properties, when you have listings, will be geocoded, automatically built in to this website. Appears right in Google. It's a powerful listing tool. Open house presentations, you can print them out. This website will actually make up open house listing presentations for you. And yes, it's okay to have more than one, because if they're all making you money, why not? And we help you every single step of the way. I have made it a specialty to become a marketing and an information assistant to over 1,000 salespeople just like yourself. We help you one-on-one. For the commercial people, one broker reported he put a $4 million shopping center on the Toronto Real Estate Board. He got 4 calls. He put it on ICI World. He got over 30 calls. So do we suggest that you only use one over the other? No. When you market real estate, it's a lot like fishing. You got to try all these different things because you never know where your next sale is coming from. Our suggestion is simply include ICI World as one of your services. I'm going to go right to the end here. Whoopsie daisy. And hang on 1 second. If you're not making money using the internet, you call us. Do not go longer than 90 days without making money. If you're not making money within a 90-day period, it is important and it's a priority that you call us because you're missing something. And we appreciate the opportunity to serve you. Have a safe drive home, and thank you for the seminar today. And I look forward, we're going to be doing more seminars for you too in the future. Thank you very much, people. Say that again. By tomorrow. By tomorrow, yes. By around lunchtime. By lunchtime tomorrow, you can start to do that. And you're talking about your commercial or residential? Actually, both. Yeah, commercial you can be putting in by tomorrow. Yes. Okay. We're putting on some special webinars. Our webinars are conducted daily at 11 o'clock. Is everyone here available from 11 to 1 o'clock sometime during the week? Is there anybody here that cannot make it between 11 and 1 o'clock sometime during the week? Okay, everybody can make it? Good. Because sometimes we put on a special session on a Thursday evening if you can't make it in the daytime. Sometimes we do 12 o'clock on a Saturday. But we only do that on request. But if you can come to a regular webinar workshop, what it looks like is this. You can mark this down. You go to iciworld.net. By the way, there is how to start on ICI World. Instructions for how to get started. It's another sheet. It's in your brochure. How to get started. You go to iciworld.net like this. And yeah, we're now finished. If you have any questions, by the way, is there anybody online that wants to join for the 240? I have a special website that you go to that you can sign up. It's called iciworld.net/corporate. iciworld.net/corporate, and you can join for 240 there. You're going to have to trust me to add on months. Right now, everyone in this room is getting 18-month service for the number of people that joined. If there's any people online that wish to join, let me know, and because everyone else will get another month. Thank you so much.
I would like to join.
Okay, is that you, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, Mike, everyone is now going to get 19-month service. Somebody got...
So what do I have to do, please?
Is there someone else there?
What do I have to do? I have to go to that website now?
Yes, you can go, Mike, to iciworld.net/corporate. Now, I'm going to have to sign off on this recording. Just 1 second, please, Mike. Everyone online, if you wish, you can call me at 416-214-4875. I'll repeat it, 416-214-4875. we now have to stop the recording here. Let me see if I can stop the recording without stopping the, I don't know how to stop the recording in progress. Let me just click on that. Okay, I don't know how to stop the recording. Well, that's another question I'll have to ask them, I guess. Okay, I'm going to hang up on the webinar now, people. Call me, 416-214-4875, or the office, 416-840-6227, and we'll give you a hand getting started. Everyone's getting 19 months so far. I've got Mike online joining. Marciano or Christine, if you cannot talk to me, you can call me, and I will add on an extra month to give everybody 20 months if you guys also join. The maximum is 24. Here we go. We're going to shut things down. End the webinar for all. I'm sure you want to leave the